Day trading live this morning with a small account. That means I got a little bit of money in a day trading account, and I'm trying to make a lot of bit of money. You know, a little bit, make it turn a lot of bit. Overall, this week I've had a pretty good week. One of the best weeks that I've had in a long time. I've been green, and we're keeping it going today. It's Friday. You know what I think about Fridays. The last thing that I want to do is go into the weekend on a red note. So I'm going to be breaking down some of the trades, some of the things that I was watching this morning, and my overall just game plans from the stocks, you know, how I found them, what I was looking for, and that overall just idea today. Also, we had a crazy stock this morning going to the moon. I'm going to break that down live in this video. So let's get into it. Let's make some money. All right, it's Friday morning, and I want to break down some of these stocks that I'm looking at here. People are always like, you know, why do you get in? Why do you get out? Why don't you get in? So I kind of want to break it down really quickly here before we kind of get into the live trades. Well, I don't know if I'm actually going to make any live trades, but I'm going to break it down. It's still only 9 o'clock, kind of what stocks I'm looking at. So NEO. This stock is gapping down on news of an offering. The offering is at $12.75. The stock's down here to $12. Obviously, when you're increasing the float, when you're adding shares to the float, it's going to decrease the price of the stock. Oh, can't stand now. I think if the offering was priced a lot lower, it might justify a bigger move to the downside, but we are kind of bouncing here on the daily chart. This thing has support there at the $12 area. You can see kind of $12 right there holding it up. Just wasn't in love with the idea of jumping in here, you know, risking, you know, 30, 40 cents for a possible only 30-cent move to the downside. So just wasn't really looking there. Just really wasn't looking hot for me there. So TKC, it's down 14% on no news. I can't find any news on the stock to talk about why. I can't find any news on this stock this morning to justify this move to the downside. So again, you know, I wanted to short it. I want to, but I'm telling myself, hey, you know, we can't really figure out why the stock's down. It doesn't have a ton of volume on it. And just I can't build my conviction. So if I was to jump in, I probably wouldn't be able to get much profit anyway, because I'd probably get out quickly because I don't have any conviction. Remember, we're working on building conviction. So TKC, the stock is gapping down, but there isn't any really bad news or really any news at all that I can find. I mean, there was some news like 16 days ago, but I don't know if that would be the news that would move this down today. Overall, the stock is trending lower here. You can see on the daily chart, it's trending lower, but it's also kind of in this channel to the downside where it looks like it might kind of bounce here off the $5 area, maybe push back up here at the top of this channel. So I'm going to stay away from it right now. All right, so the other stock that we're looking at here is RUN. This is a solar power company. I guess they're doing some weird things with their accounting. They're moving profits around. So like their profit from certain quarters are going to end up in another quarter. I don't know what's going on exactly, but it's not really bad enough news for me to jump in here with conviction again. Maybe it goes down, maybe, you know, it pulls back a little bit, but you can see it's already kind of bounced there this morning. Yesterday, after hours, bouncing after the ER, it's kind of finding some support there. And on the daily chart, it's got a bunch of stuff going on there as well. It's got the 100-day moving average holding it up there on the daily chart. You can't see it on this one, but I got it pulled up above here. But this is the daily chart. The stock has been pretty strong to the upside here in this channel. You can see, you know, just trending higher overall. So again, I just can't build that conviction that I really need to commit to a large, you know, short here. So I'm going to stay away from it. And that's really just kind of my mentality. Do you guys remember it? I don't know if you guys remember it, but it gapped down from $8 the other day. Big move to the downside. Look at it now. It's down to $1.15. GEMP. Talk about a murder fest there. This morning I was looking at it. Just again, it's down so much. You know, maybe it breaks below $1 here, but it's just down already 64% on the day. Is there more downside to come? Possibly. Just, I don't know if there's enough downside for me to get in safely and make some money. So we got AWX moving around this morning up there towards $5. Not sure I really want to play this stock, to be honest with you. It's one of those stocks. You know, we traded it in the past. We know it's crazy. And there it goes up there to $5. Still, just I'm not in love with it. Maybe it squeezes to the moon. Maybe it does. But overall, I just know that the stock's highly manipulated. It's got just a lot of weird things going on. So for me right now, oh, there it goes up there to 510, 513. I mean, now that I didn't buy it, you know it's going to go higher. I mean, I can guarantee that. It's going to $10. now that I didn't buy it. Look at it. Up there to 520 now, 525. So AWX moving higher. So AWX just going crazy there at open. I'm not touching it. I'm not touching it unless we just see some like really crazy, some crazy opportunity. But this is a stock that got halted the other day, then reopened, and the news about SureTrader and then the news about the CEO of SureTrader owning a bunch of the float. So AWX pushing up over that $5, that whole dollar resistance, and look at it right up there to 540. Pretty much talked about this strategy over and over, breaking out over the pre-market high, breaking out over the whole dollar, getting the volume there, squeezing the 540, that whole dollar break strategy. There it is, working out for you. Like I said, I'm just not in love with the stock because I know how manipulated it is. I know how volatile it can be. And I don't want to mess with that right now. On a Friday, I don't want none of that. Don't want none of that. Don't want none of that in my life today. So I'm going to just keep on looking and see if we can find an opportunity here. So NEO down there to 1180 and getting back up there to 1130 now, bouncing back. Like I said, just didn't really think this was enough of a, like I said earlier, I just didn't think this was enough bad news to really crash the stock that much more than it already was because of the offering news. So that's kind of why I just wasn't convinced that this thing would just really tank there at open. And I feel good seeing that it didn't tank. So, I mean, had a little bit of a pullback, but overall, you know, we really want to look for opportunities where the stock's just going to get murdered, you know, $2 or $3 drop. So there's plenty of time for us to get out of the trade. And, you know, when you get something like this where you only get 40, 50 cent drop, it's going to be a lot harder to get out for a big profit and, you know, play it safe because it could just bounce back like it did here. It gets down there to 12, bounces right back up there to 12.35. So that would have been kind of almost like a break-even trade if I would have held this one through all this. So I'm kind of happy that it's kind of stayed away from it there. As easy as this thing went from 540 to 6, this could have easily went from 540 to $4. So it's you know, give and take. And like I said, just not a big fan of this stock. So I'm just sitting back here watching the craziness going on here. Not about it. As much as I want to be trading it so badly. I do want to be trading it. No doubt about it. But just gonna stay put here. I'd rather not take a trade on AWX and miss out on some crazy move than take a trade and get stuck in some halt or a big crash or just something stupid. So that's what I'm doing. I'm sticking to the plan here. This is not part of the plan. AWX is not a part of the plan, people. This is not the stock that I need to be trading. Up 130% right now, up 140%. There it is. 680 now. Let's see. These are 1 minute candles, by the way. These are 1 minute candles that you're seeing on the chart. How quickly this thing is moving. I love how it just squeezes higher, gets stuck, pulls back, and then boom. This is all the shorts. People are shorting here, shorting, and then, oh, okay, never mind. We're going to cover. They get squeezed there, and there's that big spike. Look at the volume, too. Look how this volume slowly just kind of ramps down there, and then boom, on that spike, 719,000 shares traded. Only 8 million shares traded so far, but the stock is up 125%. I mean, it's crazy. This is a crazy stock, and I'm gutted. Obviously now hindsight's 2020. When I'm sitting there this morning, obviously hindsight's 2020. Obviously hindsight's 2020. When I'm sitting there this morning and the stock was $4.60, I could have bought it and I could have sold it for a profit. But like I said, this wasn't part of my strategy. This is not the setup that I need to be trading. This is not the stock that I need to be trading or the stock that I want to be trading. So I'm actually going to end up just closing this out. I'm not going to take any trades today, I think. I'm not seeing it. A couple stocks that I missed out on. A couple opportunities. Just trying to show you my P&L here just so you can see. No trades for me today. No trades for me today. So just going to close it out there. It's Friday. I normally try to play safe on Fridays because going into the weekend, you got Saturday, Sunday. The last thing that I want to do is go into the weekend on a red note. And then all weekend long, all I'm doing is sitting there going, Why? But overall, I had a pretty good week. I haven't looked at the grand total yet, but the total, I think it's going to be pretty nice. I looked a little bit. I've kind of added it all up in my brain. It should be a pretty good little recap tomorrow. I'll do a recap tomorrow talking about this. I'll do a recap tomorrow, kind of talk about my best trade of the week, my worst trade of the week, and my overall just progress. And we'll talk about that tomorrow. So if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. Let's close it out. I got a big afternoon plan. I'm pretty excited. I can't really talk about it just yet. I'm going to wait just so I don't get anybody hyped up just yet. But I don't know. It might not be a big deal to people, but for me, I think it's a pretty cool opportunity. And I'll make a video about it later, what I'm doing. You might see me on Instagram. Hit me up on Instagram. Follow me. I'll post some stories later of what's going down. But you can see I got a smile on my face because I'm excited to have a little fun this afternoon. So I'll talk to you guys later on.